107.5 WGCI, the Shot's #1 for hip hop and R&B, in the home of Big Jam, starring Money Back Yo, Glorilla, Nardo Wick, Saucy Santana.
What you say?
Money Long and more at the United Center on December 3rd, man. Get your tickets at WGCI.com, all right? Leon Rogers, Kendra G,
That'd be
myself, Kyle. We told you, Bill Bellamy's in the studio.
Yeah, man.
Legend. You know what I'm saying?
Legend,
Kyle,
Bill
Kyle,
Bellamy.
you gotta have like, and Kyle B. Kyle, you can't just say and Kyle.
Kyle Santilli, man.
Yeah, there you go. Right, you
hold on.
On the radio, they wanted to keep our black viewers.
So the full, if you want to hear the full thing, it's the 5-foot phenomenon, the shortest damn man on the radio, Kyle Santillian.
See what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
like that. But and Kyle, it sounds like you work at Best Buy. You know all the hot HDTVs. You know
We're going to go meet with management after this.
Okay.
Kyle, so when he come back next year, be like, hey,
He go, yo,
Kendra
B,
Leon,
you
where
done got
Kyle
a
at?
whole new Kyle the Great.
No doubt, man. Bill's here this weekend, man. You're doing the improv all weekend, yeah?
Yeah, man, it's so good. It took me a while to get back here, man. You know, obviously everybody's back outside, everybody having fun again. So this was one of those shows that kept getting pushed back until it opened up all the way.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if we could give men their flowers, but I want to give you your flowers because you have one of the most infectious personalities I have ever been around. Every time, literally, Bill Bellamy comes in dressed and I'm like, what time did you wake up this morning?
I got up at about 6:15.
No, you did not.
No, because I was like trying to wake up, trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear because I got to do all this press today, right? So I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna wear? It's cold. I looked on the Weather Channel. It was like, don't do it. The Weather Channel said, don't do it. Stay
Chill out, fam, right?
Yo, bro, on God, bro. On God, it's only three, my dude.
Funny as hell, man.
So I was like, oh my God, what do you wear when it's 3? I said, okay, all right, I got to throw on winter stuff. So that's what I had to get up early, and then, all right, I ain't mad. I mean, I'm doing radio, I'm doing TV, I got a lot of things going on, so I got to look right.
Right.
So she's giving you your flowers. I'm a pile on with that too, because you're one of 5 comics that when I saw, I was like, I want to do this, but I want to do it in the way that you do it. And what I mean by that, you know, everybody look at Bill Bellamy is like, yeah, the pretty boy, you know, I always fly with the women. I said, but don't get it twisted. Bill got that little black on his knuckles.
Yeah, right there.
So he been out here.
He been out
here, you know what I'm saying? So I always like how you've been able to merge those worlds. And I can remember being young and going out to the Peppermint Club when you had it in the early stages of my career. Talk about your evolvement. So now you're doing everything now, man. You guys got a book coming out.
Yeah, it's a blessing, right? You know, you start with your dream, and your dream just keeps, you know, evolving. You know, I started out just wanting to be a comedian, right? And I was like, yo, I just want to be the funniest dude in Jersey. Like, I want to be the funniest dude in Jersey. Then I was like, I want to be the funniest dude in New York. I want to be the funniest dude on the East Coast. Then I want to be the funniest dude worldwide. Like, it just kept growing, but everything came from the dream. Like comedy, from comedy came acting, and then from acting, TV shows. You know, it's like, you just building, but you can't get stuck. You know what I mean? That's how a lot of times you'll see a guy have a little run, and it'll be strong, and then it taper off. You got to keep moving. You can't, like, I don't want no disrespect. You just can't wear the hammer pants your whole career.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, you got to evolve. Your swag got to change. You got to, you know, embrace social media. You got to engage with your fans. Like, if you old school right now, you have no social media. Where are you, bro? How do people even know you alive? Because people don't watch TV like they used to.
Right.
You know, so like you see cats like me, Fat Joe, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, stay engaging with the fans. That's how you keep moving.
We got to take a break, but when we come back, I definitely want to ask you just about being a comedian in today's era, because it's like, it seems like it's tougher and tougher for you guys.
Don't say that.
In that space.
Yeah. You got to say everything only at the barbershop. Go ahead.
We'll be right back. More with Bill Bellamy coming up Chicago. Make sure y'all don't go nowhere.
Yes, sir.
Let's get to this Push and P. It's GCI. And home at Big Jam, December 3rd at the United Center. It goes down. Get your tickets at WGCI.com. The Destin Legend Leon Rogers.
Yeah.
Beautiful Kendra G.
Good morning.
The shortest damn man on the radio, the 5 foot Kyle Santillian.
What?
That was for Bill Bellamy.
Bill Bellamy, bro. Go with your street name.
Bill Bellamy's in the studio with us. Chicago.
Yes, yes.
I was just saying, man, it seems like it's a tough world right now for comedians, man. So many people are worried about getting canceled, even with Dave Chappelle just coming off SNL.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to give him a little bit of pushback. You know, how do you feel about?
I think as comedians we got to push back. I think we need to not surrender to the game of cancel culture because it's just limiting. It limits our scope of what we can talk about, the fun we can have, the teachable moments with comedy. Like people think like people don't learn from comedy. People learn more stuff while they laugh and they be like, yo, that's true.
Right.
You know, and plus guys like, you know, like Dave Chappelle ain't being mean or nothing. He just being Dave. You know, he's been that way his whole career. Like, how you gonna be mad at him? He came on it. Every real comic knew he killed. Mm-hmm. His monologue, it almost reminded me of like the Dave Chappelle show came back.
Right.
Because I was like, yo, he in his vibe. He's in his vibe. He's in his wave. I'm like, yo, this is so cool for Dave to come back and jump right on top of it. That's usually what we do. We jump right on top of what's happening and make it funny.
Yeah.
But are you cautious though? Because certain topics, like we're talking about Dave Chappelle and the SNL monologue, I'm assuming you're talking about.
Yeah.
So he talked about Kanye West, the Jewish remarks. So do you think, is there a caution now before you jump on top of it? Like, wait a minute. Do I talk about this?
You just got to figure out how you're going to talk about it.
Okay.
You can't just be reckless. You can't just talk, you know, like Kanye West just start talking. He don't even think about it. Like you got like Kanye be like, you be like, he should have went to bed. Right? Don't it be like, he should have laid down. Like he need a nap. Like he always look like he need a nap. He was like, you know, fam, I'm just saying, man. Like, you know what? You gotta go to bed. No, Kanye is like. Remember when everybody had a cousin like Kanye? They'd be like, Kanye, you tired?
You trying to send him to bed, right?
Because you know, man, when we was little and we start acting up, your mom would be go, you need some rest,
right?
Because you injured, you know, you get. That's how Kanye is to me.
That's funny.
I think what gets lost now in the culture is like sometimes it feels like you can't have introspect on anything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and I think that's first of all, I think that's like a hit to our rights of freedom of speech.
Absolutely, as comics, especially because you got to figure. Comics, we are the social commentators. Like if you go back through all the Def Comedy Jams and you look at the sets, we are talking about what's going on, grabbing pop culture, grabbing, the Rodney King, grabbing situations and taking the realities and flipping them, right? So now you take that away, what we talking about?
But Bill, let me real quick, let me actually just piggyback on that. Sometimes I feel like that's kind of easy for a Bill Bellamy to say. That's easy for a Dave Chappelle to say. Y'all had a great run, still having great runs, making a lot of money.
Right.
What about that comic that's like, new, but has a great introspect on what's going on, and it might be a little controversial? Right. Like, how do they navigate that without having the money behind them like you got? Because, if Bill Bellamy get bumped for a year, go do a movie and make it back.
Right. But I think you guys... I want to say the new comics, what they have is the internet, right? I feel like the internet is their Def Comedy Jam. Like what we had it in the 90s, I think for the new cats, like when I meet like DC Young Fly and Desi Brings and B. Simone and Jess Hilarious, all these cats that blew up off the internet, we didn't have that. They do, and that's dope. But you got to navigate it now because now they shut off your Instagram. Yeah. You be like, yo, I'm on time. I got flagged on Facebook. I was like, what I do? I think I need a nap.
Bill Bellamy in the studio.
That's called a callback, ladies and gentlemen.
Coming up, we'll talk about the Chicago shows. He's got movies, he's got books going down. We'll get into all of that up next. You know what it is. It's WGCI, man. His Big Jam artist, Sleazy Flow, GCI. 107.5 WGCI, the Shi's #1 for hip-hop and R&B in the home of Big Jam, December 3rd at the United Center. Don't forget, man, GCI and Remy Martin present the Weekend Mix Show Takeover today through Sunday. Sean Mack, Kid Clay, BG, V-Dub, Jamal Smalls, all the hottest Chicago DJs rocking with y'all right here on GCI all weekend long.
A lot of DJs.
We do, man. Brought to you by Remy Martin, Team Up for Excellence. So make sure you don't miss out. Tell your smart speaker to play WGCI on iHeartRadio.
Oh, man. God, that's why you here.
Man, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
It finally dawned on me, man. You the point guard.
Point guard.
Yeah, you Ray John Rondo. You running the point.
Huh?
Yeah.
Rondo?
Okay, Rondo.
Let me be Chris Paul.
CP3.
Yeah, there you go.
You wanted me to upgrade it.
height.
Yeah.
You could be
Well,
John
hold on,
Moran,
wait.
too.
Now, hold on.
John
We not
Moran,
finna
take a
diss-
shot.
Wait, we not finna diss my man Rondo. That's not an upgrade. Rondo got 2 chips.
He does, but I'm talking about in
See,
2022.
saucy, though.
We're gonna take it.
Rondo got 2 chips.
Either way, Bill Bellamy's in the
Stop
studio
doing
in
it. Come on
Chicago. Leon Rogers,
It's a whole
Kendrick
nother
G,
show.
and myself, Kyle. You're here for the Improv this weekend.
Yeah, man, it's just a really good time to be in the city, man. The holidays is starting to. Next week is Thanksgiving.
Man.
Yeah.
I love coming to Chicago when y'all got the Christmas lights up and stuff, and you could feel like it's the holidays. You know, in LA, it's 80 every day. You just imagine it's winter. Right? But when you come to Chicago and you come through that tunnel, when you get off the plane and you feel it. Like, yeah, man, get your weight up.
You be like, I need that 80 again. I gotta
Ain't
get
no
back.
flip flops out here, playboy. Put your boots on. Like it's.
Strap them Timbs up. Let's go, man. Strap them up.
I really do enjoy the city, the food, the culture of Chicago has always been one of my favorites from back in the day when I first came here. It was all jokes aside. Remember that? That was one
Shout
of the
out
first.
to Mary Lindsay. What's happening?
Yeah, that was
And
one
Ray.
of my first clubs I ever performed in here. Then from the clubs, I've been starting, I do the theaters. I've done Chicago Improv like this week, but I've done all the big venues here. So I feel like I'm a adopted
Yeah.
comic in Chicago.
You know-
The lay of the land.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and the vibe of the city.
I want to talk because I said early on you always come in with this happy vibe, which is true.
Yes.
But do people ever try to get you messed up? Do you gotta come out your bag and let them know, like, yo,
Yeah, I
don't
do.
take my niceness. I can be thugged out if necessary.
I make a choice. This is the thing what people don't understand. Like, I make a choice to bring this energy because I feel like we need it. Like, I try to make people feel good. Like, life is crazy. Like, COVID was crazy. So many things that people could get down about. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just be light. I'm gonna be light. Like, I make a choice to be light. But when you like me and you bring that kind of energy, they think you kind of silly.
Yeah.
Or they think you, oh man, he ain't never had no off day. Yo, he never had, cats like me, you with your laughing ass. They
They
never
just angry for no reason.
Even when I was on MTV, they be like, man, every day Saturday for this cat. You ain't got no off days, man. I'm like, yo, you don't know what just happened. I'm on TV. I'm coming out the mud for you.
Right.
They don't know all the losses, the L's. You feel me? It's tough. But yeah, whenever I do come out the bag, they get stunned.
Yeah.
Right.
Deion Cole just spoke about that on his last special he just did. When he closed his special, he talk about like y'all look at comics and think we happy all the time when really it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
behind it. Speaking of a lot going on, man, new movie coming out. Title of the book. Can we let
Yeah,
people know what's going
so
on?
the pre-orders are really dope. Like just dropped. We had a cover reveal on People magazine, and so it's called Top Billing, which is really a perfect title for this. It's the stories, life, laughter, and triumph. So it's like you going the soundtrack of my life, going through my life through the 90s, all the crazy stuff from Michael Jackson to Janet, Madonna, Mike Tyson. You got to understand that the 90s decade was bonkers. It was like the first time black people was getting a chance to go pop.
Right.
Like artists that was going big, selling millions of records overnight, because MTV was opening up the doors that were closed for a while. You understand? You was getting, Diddy was coming up. Jay was coming up.
Yep.
Nas' first album was in the 90s. Mary. Just think about how many artists blew up. And I was right there.
Def Comedy Jam. Same
Def
time,
Comedy
yeah.
Jam, you know what I mean? So I think the book is going to do really, really well. I think people will get a chance to be like, oh, I was in high school right here. Oh my God, I saw my first Tribe Called Quest
yeah.
show. I was at Blow and Blow State University. You know what I mean? You're going to relive your life. And that's what I wanted to do with the book.
The Gina Jackson MTV interview has to be in the book.
Yes, it is.
Okay, yes.
It is.
Listen, Bill Bellamy, make sure y'all check him out at the Improv all weekend. Get the book, Top Billing. You can pre-order it now, you said, right?
Yeah, you can
All right.
pre-order it on Amazon today. Go on, just put in Top Billing Bill Bellamy. You can pre-order the book, and they'll send it to you. Follow me on Instagram at Bill Bellamy. But check out my podcast on Top Billing.
Cool.
It's on Spotify, all that good stuff. I'm everywhere.
We appreciate you, bro, man. Thank you for continuing to come back and see
Absolutely.
us in
Yes.
Chicago.
I love it.
Bill
Hey, Kendra,
Bellamy
you
is all
still
love.
cute. You still cute.
Thank you, Bill.
All right.
It's GCI.